We're here today with Rez. Rez, how are you?
Yeah, well, good, thank you. Just excited to be here. I think it's a big event. It's my first full FIA event, so yeah, I'm excited.
For people who don't know you, who is Rez?
Uh, I was born in Poole, down in the south of England. I've grown up around cars and started racing at the age of 13. I started fairly late. Went straight into junior road taxi karting, just at a local kart track, and progressed on from that. Won the English Championship, and then went across into Ginetta Juniors. Came third in our first year there, and then went into British F4 for this year. Did UAE F4, and then British F4, which we finished third in the championship there. And yeah, now I've been selected to drive for Team UK in the Motorsport Games.
So, firstly, this is a bit, it's a bit irrelevant, but how do we pronounce your surname?
I've heard every pronunciation going, but it's Seewooruthun.
Or
Seewooruthun.
I think I'll stick with Rez. So, you're representing Team UK, as you said. How do you feel representing your country in such an event?
Just over the moon, really. I think it's nice to be recognised by your country as a whole and to represent them. It's the first time they've competed in the F4 category. So, yeah, I just want to do a good job for them and try and bring back the gold.
Here we have the car, which is an absolute beauty. What do you think of it, and what do you expect from this one?
I'm expecting it to win. It's my true expectations, but yeah, I think the team they're doing a good job. So we're all set up now. Stickers are looking nice, so yeah, just got to see what I can do with it.
Aesthetically, would you change something from the car?
I don't know. Aesthetically, maybe shinier. You can always make a car shinier. Yeah, we're not really allowed to touch too much. It's all fairly strict on what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do.
What are you looking forward to do? First thing, FP1, are you gonna do straight fast lap? Are you gonna build up slowly?
I think I need to just get my eye in for the circuit. I've never raced here. I've never tested here. Whereas I know some of the other guys have raced here and tested here. So yeah, just get my eye in for the circuit, and then yeah, we can start pushing and yeah, get the times down.
I guess you've seen a map of the circuit, and
Yeah.
you know it almost off by heart. What's the part of maybe the sector or maybe a turn that you're most willing to drive in?
Sector 1 looks good. It's got some high-speed corners, a bit of low speed, and you can run right up to the gravel because all the track limits are close to the gravel. So yeah, I think that looks like a good sector. It's high-speed corners in general.
I've been told that in the briefing they told you stuff about the limits, the track limits. How are you planning to avoid them, even though it does look like a pretty obvious question? Is there something different that you're willing to do?
I think we'll go out there after we've just sort of got an eye in. We can push the track limits, go over them, and then start reeling it back into where we're under the track limit, because we want to be closest to the limit as we can, because that's where the time's going to be. So yeah, we'll go over them and then reel it back in a bit and find where the limit is.
After this season, and then you have this event, this amazing event, before next season, obviously. What are your plans for that following season?
But as in like for next season, or
Yeah.
for
If it can be revealed.
we haven't, nothing's planned completely, but I'd like to do GB3. I think it looks like a really good championship. It's going to be venturing out to a lot of European circuits. Also, it'll be a new car, so we're going to have DRS, lots of downforce, and it'll be close to the FIA F3 car. So yeah, I think that's where I'd like to be. We've got to decide which team with. We've got options, so yeah, we're going to see where we end up.
As a driver, sometimes the media and also the fans, they think that drivers just drive, but there's a lot of physics involved. Do you have to study like the parts of the car, the physics of it?
You don't have to, but when you have an understanding of physics and a bit more on the engineering side, it helps. So it helps you explain things to your engineer, helps you explain things to everyone, and it works out better. You can communicate better with your engineer. Ultimately, they're the ones helping you. So yeah, I think having a better understanding helps.
What's the most valuable thing about the car that you've learned in all of these years that you apply into your day to day?
You have to look at yourself first before you then go and speak to your engineer. You got to see what was I doing wrong before you then start blaming the car. You got to think, what would I like from the car? What do I need to change? But I think this year the car in the high tech did a really good job, and the car was bang on at every race pretty much. So I didn't have to do much of the setup thinking, more just working on myself and seeing where I can improve.
Where do you think in your driving you can improve?
Uh, Maybe a bit of just getting the lap in early. I think I struggled a bit sometimes this season with not putting the lap in early enough, and then I'd piece it together later on in the run, and I've missed the peak of the tyre. So I think getting that lap in early and just putting all my sectors and best corners together
Have you ever driven with any of the other guys?
on this grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've raced 5 or 6 of the guys on this grid, but that's it.
Are you looking forward to race any particular one of them?
I know Ivan. I've done some testing with Ivan and some other cars, and yeah, he's a nice kid. It'd be good to race against him. I haven't raced him since UA F4 in Dubai, but yeah, I think it'd be good to race him. Also, I know Oscar works. He's done some testing with us, so yeah, I think it's just nice to race other people.
What's the most challenging circuit you've raced in so far?
I think Knockhill, doesn't quite suit my driving style. It's pretty much like a go-kart track. It's got massive curves and it's not quite suited for the single-seater cars. I think I struggled a bit there this year. So it's a lot different to Silverstone, where you got nice big high-speed corners, low-speed corners. So yeah, I think that was the most challenging.
How's your driving skills? Like, what characterizes you the most as a driver?
Adaptability. I think we're very good when let's say it's wet or damp on track and we're on slicks. Whenever that happens, we're always fast or the fastest. We seem to be good in the wet as well. I guess that comes with racing in England. You race in a lot of wet conditions and things like that. So I think those are my strong points.
So perhaps you have an advantage to the next sessions, which meteorologists say that it will rain here.
Yeah, I think if it rains, we're going to have an advantage 100% over some of the other drivers.
So I guess fingers crossed for you that it rains.
Yeah, fingers crossed it rains.
What are you looking forward the most of this event? I guess the opening ceremony was alright for you. Other drivers said it was pretty spectacular. What does Team England, Team UK rather, have prepared for us?
I say we've got all the team gear, we've got all the team, we've got flags and things. So I'm looking forward to hopefully being up there, being fast, and just celebrating with other people in Team UK. I've got to go around and look at the different disciplines. We went and saw the rally cars today. So just nice to get to know people, but I'm looking forward to spending more time with them and learning more, because you can never know too much in motorsport. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to know them.
Now, a bit more personally, do you have any ritual you do before racing?
I'd say a prayer before I get in the car. That sounds fairly religious. And then I normally do the same warm-up. I always pick a song before the weekend that I listen to, and I'll listen to that song maybe before I get in the car. But that's about it for rituals. In karting, I used to kick the front of the cart 3 times before I got in, and I'd get in the go-kart, but not as much in F1.
What's the most unreal moment you've lived in motorsport? Maybe just because it was spectacular, or just because it's something so weird that you were so shocked about it?
Always shocking. We made history at Brands Hatch. We won all 3 races, double pole, and led every single lap that weekend. I think that was a bit of a shock to me. I think going into that season, we knew we'd be quick, but I didn't think we'd be right making those record-breaking stuff. But yeah, I think that was a surprise to me.
you were talking about you choose a song before the weekend and then you put it just before the race. I have a question. Is that song just before the race or in a loop during the entire weekend?
Uh, just before the race, really. When I wake up in the morning and I have a shower, I always play music. So I normally play that song then as well. But when I'm driving around, I normally sing it in my head or saying the words or stuff from it. Just helps me concentrate a bit more.
And what kind of music do you listen to?
For that song, it's quite a slow song, but just house music and stuff like that normally is what I listen to. So it's a bit more chilled out of the song.
Do you have a favorite band or a favorite singer?
Uh, no one in particular. I like Drake. I think it's quite chilled out music. He's got different types of music. But then someone like Porza or someone a bit more house orientated stuff, he does good stuff. Or Black Coffee, he does cool things as well. But, yeah, that's about it for music artists.
And do you have any hobby apart from racing?
I used to play hockey at school, but other than that, racing's pretty much my life. If I'm not in a F4 car, I'm in a go-kart. If I'm not in a go-kart, I'm driving on the roads. If not, I play a bit of paddle. And I quite enjoy running as well. It's cardio, so I kind of have to do it, but I don't mind it.
Do you think that maybe the life of a driver is a bit too limited by driving? Like obviously you do this because it's your passion, but talking with all of the drivers, do you have any hobbies? Not really just driving.
Like, racing takes over your life. It goes from you're at school, you're thinking about racing just on the weekends, to you're thinking about it in the week leading up to the race weekend, to you're thinking about it after the weekend, and then it gets to a point where you're thinking about racing the whole week, all the time, and then maybe the holidays, it's the only time you really have off from racing. But in the holidays, you're testing. People think that after a season ends, it gets quiet, you have some downtime, but that's when it then gets busy, because you're testing stuff for next year and things like that. So yeah, I think it's important to mix it up a bit and do some different things. But yeah, racing takes over your life.
And how do you cope with the obvious pressure that it's on you constantly?
Uh, I speak to a lady called Gloria who helps me in my mental side of it, because racing's quite a mental-sided sport. Although you've got the driving aspects, if your mind's not in the right place, you're not going to perform well. You need your mind to be clear. Yeah, I think I'm lucky that my dad doesn't put lots and lots of pressure on me compared to some other racing dads where they're constantly like, you must win, you must win. So I'm lucky from that point of view, and I've got the right people around me to make sure the pressure's there when I need it, but it's not overbearing on me.
How important is your dad on your day-to-day life? I've seen him here around, and he's actually the one who made this interview possible. So how does he help you on a day-to-day basis?
He's like a manager, he's a dad, he's a best friend, he's an idol. So yeah, I think I spend a lot more time with him now, just because we're doing 5-6 hour journeys to tracks and things. So yeah, my dad plays a key role in making sure I'm in the right state, reminding me the right things I need to be doing, making sure I'm doing the right sim prep, making sure I'm speaking to the right people. So it's very important to have someone that's doing the right things for you, and I'm lucky enough that my dad does all those things.
And now another one, how do you cope with stuff? How do you cope with being away from home so often?
I think because I enjoy the racing so much, it doesn't feel like I'm away from home. It just feels like I'm doing something different. I say I don't mind not being home for a while, but like when we were racing in UAE and we were away for like 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks, and we were away from home over Christmas because we were somewhere else. So away from home for almost 2-3 months, and yeah, I wanted to be back at home just with my friends and being back in my own bed and things, but I don't mind it when you're away for a weekend or you're away for 2 weeks or something. It's fine.
And now to conclude, what message do you want to send to the fans that will be cheering, hopefully, for Team UK and you.
Thank you for the support, and thank you for cheering for me and for Team UK. And I hope we deliver the right results and bring home some podiums, gold medals, and wherever we can.
Thank you, Rez. It was great.
Thank you very much.